Find the values of k and the two equal but opposite sign roots. Let k minus 1 all divided by k plus 1 be equals to c. It implies that the square of x minus 2 times x all divided by 4 times x minus 1 is equals to c. Cross-multiply to obtain an equation shown on the screen. Then, rearrange and combine like terms. Simplify so that the square of x minus 2 times the product of x and the sum of 1 and 2 times c plus c equals 0. We call it equation 1. Let the equal roots but opposite signs of the given equation be positive y and negative y. The product of the factors of these roots of the equation equals 0. We expand the brackets to obtain that the square of x minus the square of y equals 0. We can now compare it with the general quadratic equation as shown on the screen. What did you notice? There is no second term. It is because the coefficient of the second term is equals to 0. Consider equation 1 we obtained earlier. The square of x minus 2 times the product of x and the sum of 1 and 2 times c plus c equals 0. Compare with the equation with equal roots but opposite signs. The square of x minus the square of y equals 0. The second term equals 0 because its coefficient is equals to 0. It follows that negative 2 times the sum of 1 and 2 times c equals to 0. Solve for c. We have that c equals negative half. But c equals k minus 1 all divided by k plus 1. Substitute the value of c obtained. We have that k minus 1 all divided by k plus 1 equals negative half. Cross-multiply and solve for k. Open brackets. Combine like terms and simplify. We obtained that 3 times k equals to 1. Divide the equation by 3. Therefore, k equals to 1 divided by 3. Solution to question 2. Consider the equation and the value of c obtained. This relationship shows that the square of x minus 2 times x all divided by 4 times x minus 1 equals negative half. Cross-multiply and we have that 2 times in bracket the square of x minus 2 times x equals negative 1 times in bracket 4 times x minus 1. Open brackets to obtain an equation shown on the screen. Cancel equal but opposite sign terms in the equation. Rearrange the remaining terms in one side of the equation. Hence, 2 times the square of x minus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1 and divide it by 2 from both sides of the equation. We have that 2 times the square of x equals 1. Divide the equation by 2. Hence, the square of x equals to half. Find the square root of the equation and we obtain that x equals plus or minus the square root of half, which when rationalized equals to plus or minus half of the square root of 2. Therefore, the two required equals but opposite sign roots are half of the square root of 2 and negative half of the square root of 2. See the graph of the equation where the curve intersect the x-axis at -half of square root of 2 and half of square root of 2 for further explanation.